Welcome to Reddit Stories, featuring, for the first time on this channel, stories from Malicious Compliance. Our first story is from Nenep, entitled You Won't Stop Cold Calling a Printing Company to Sell Us Printing Unless I Agree to Set Up a Meeting with one of your reps. Okay, then. I'm not sure if this quite counts as malicious compliance, but I was just doing what they wanted me to, so I guess it fits. In the mid zero zeros, I worked for a small printing company. Our commercial work was on a large lithographic machines, but we still had office printers and a number of staff who knew a lot about them. I don't think one of our office printers had been purchased new or even working. The owner just bought job lots of broken office printers for not a lot of money and then Frankenstein them into working ones. We didn't often buy printer paper because we'd just cut leftovers from the factory to suitable sizes for the office. Overall, our office printing costs were extremely low despite the fact that we printed tens of thousands of pages a year. I was a general office dog's body. Among my duties was fielding calls for the director. He would never take calls from cold callers, and I was allowed to describe myself as whatever job title they wanted to hear to deal with them. An office printing management service had got our number. They were offering a completely managed service while they loaned the machines, supplied the consumables, took care of everything, and you just paid per print. Great for some companies, expensive and unnecessary for us. When they first started ringing, I kept telling them, sorry, we aren't interested. Please remove us from your list. Or, we're a printing company. We don't need managed printing services. Please take us off your list. This must have gone on for months, and I was getting annoyed that they wouldn't take us off the call list and started spending more time trying to explain to them why it was pointless and a waste of both our time to keep ringing. I explained the information above, but the caller was convinced he could save us money regardless of that. I guaranteed him he couldn't, as I doubted we paid more than a penny a page. Naturally, he didn't believe me. As far as he was concerned, if I was answering the phone, I was the office junior. No one important answers the phone, who had no idea how much printing actually cost, and just too stubborn and or stupid to put him through to someone that mattered. And if he persisted eventually, he'd get through to the right person who would reward him with a juicy contract. This same conversation was had at least once a week for the next month or two. He's desperate to let me set up a meeting. Besides, he says he can take us off the list once he set up a meeting with the decision maker. Right, fine, sure, you can book a meeting for your reps, but I guarantee it will be a complete waste of their time. I scheduled them a meeting with the office manager, me, on a Friday afternoon when I'm the only one in the office, so I won't be too busy and it'll be a diversion. The reps arrive. I show them into the office. They are clearly thinking we spend a lot on printing because we have so many damn printers, and I gave a rough idea of how much we get through in the office. They gave me their enthusiastic spiel about all the advantages, focusing on the cost. They want to sit down with the figures and see what they can save us. Do I know what we spend at the moment? Paraphrased conversation. Not completely sure. I think it's around 100 to 200 pounds a year. Now, it'll be a lot more than that with the amount of printing you do. It'd just be the paper? No, that's just ink and toner. Well, there's paper too. To be honest, we mostly cut down leftover paper from the factory, or sometimes suppliers gave us a few cases for free. Okay, right. So what about the initial cost of the machines? If you average it over the lifetime of prints, rather than considering it just as capital expenditure, it can make up a significant portion of your printing costs. This photocopier, for example, it's a few years old now, and you're looking at about 12,000 pounds to replace it with a similar spec machine. So with our service, you can avoid that capital expense. The owner buys them broken and repairs them. Most of the printers only cost a few quid, except the photocopier, which I think cost us £700. As even broken they are expensive, and it took three broken ones to make that working one. Right, so when you need to replace it, I hazard to guess he'll do exactly the same again. And the ongoing costs? Huh? Then there's the cost and lost productivity of downtime to consider. He's trailing off at this point. It's clearly part of his rehearsed spiel, but he can also see downtime isn't an issue when we bizarrely have more printers than computers. There's absolutely no point in us being here, is there? No, I'm afraid not. That was repeatedly explained to the guy who set up the meeting, but he said your company won't stop cold calling until we agreed to a meeting, so here you are. The reps agree it's a complete waste of time, have a bit of frustrated laugh over the call center, and say it's not the first time they've been sent to completely pointless meetings because the call center folks get the commission based on the quantity, not quality of the meetings they set up. They don't bother giving us their code. I never heard from the company again. Oh, wow. Another one of those call center tales where it's about the number of calls made instead of the quality of the appointments arranged. You have to be careful with these stuff because you do know how it can be costly on the part of the sales representatives themselves to come over and realize that no transaction would be inked whatsoever. Thank you. Let's move forward to the next story. Our next story is from Leah Dentaru, entitled, Oh, You Want a Man? Okay. I work in a field that is dominated by men. In fact, in my office of 30-ish people, only three of us are female. My direct boss, one of our QA reps, and myself. My job is a mix of technical support and customer service in a niche industry, and I have worked at my company for nearly 15 years doing the same job. Small company and not a lot of room to move as we tend to stick around. We deal with clients worldwide, and my department consists of 6 people. Generally, we have 2 to 3 phones at any given time, one on chat and the other two working on different queues. At least 2 to 3 times a week, I am mistaken by clients as the secretary and asked to be transferred to tech support. My standard response is, I am part of tech support. What can I help with you today? And they are happy to work with me. Occasionally, maybe once every couple of weeks, someone will tell me they want to talk to a male or more senior rep. My boss is fine with me accommodating these requests as long as we don't have a queue. On this particular day, we had me and our newest team member who had been with the company maybe a year at this point. He's now been with the company over 5 years. Two of our team members had the day off, and it was later in the day, so the third phone person had finished their shift and gone home. It was busy, and we had a bit of a queue, and the new guy had a pretty difficult issue that he had been on call for about 30 minutes. It was also when our management had their offsite, so we literally had no management in the office. I answer a call. Thank you for calling company support. This is OP. Can I get your name or account number? Can you transfer me to support? I am in support. How can I help you today? Transfer me to a man. Women don't work in support. I'm sorry, sir. All our other representatives are on calls right now. How can I assist you today? Client hangs up. Third call is the same caller. Thank you for calling company support. This is OP. Can I get your name or account number? Can you transfer me to support? I am in support. Client hangs up before I can offer to assist him again. I take another 2 calls, all the meanwhile helping the new guy where I can as he's now about an hour on the call. Next call, yep, same guy. Thank you for calling company support. This is OP. Can I get your name or account number? Can you transfer me to support? I am in support. How can I help you today? Transfer me to a man. Women don't work in support. I'm sorry, sir. All our other representatives are on calls right now. I'm not working with a woman. I want your manager. I'm sorry, the manager is not in your office at this time. No, I want the male manager. I'm sorry, all the managers are away from their desk in a meeting at this time. I can request that one call you back when they are available. The client hangs up. At this point, the queue is clear and I continue to help the new guy with this issue. 5 minutes later, I get a call. It's the same guy. Thank you for calling company support. This is OP. Can I get your name or account number? Can you transfer me to support? I am in support. How can I help you today? Client hangs up. Immediately, he calls back and I answer again. We have caller ID so I can see it's the same guy. Thank you for calling company support. This is OP. Can I get your name or account number? He hangs up. This repeats about 6 times before I think he finally gave up. The new guy and I are close to fixing his client's issue. Maybe 10 minutes have passed since the guy stopped calling when he calls back. Thank you for calling company support. This is OP. Can I get your name or account number? Is there a mail available yet? The new guy fixes the issue and hangs up, offers to take the call. Yes, one moment while I transfer you to another rep. Finally. I transfer the call and the new guy answers. The client's issue is rather difficult, and after 5 minutes, he asks for a more senior rep as the new guy doesn't know what he's doing. Client's words, not mine. The new guy looks at me and mouths, he wants a senior rep. To which I nodded and he transferred the call back to me. Thank you for calling company support. This is OP. Can I get your name or account number? I asked for a senior rep, not a female. Sir, I am the senior rep available right now. I've been with the company for over 10 years. Obviously, I know what I'm doing, or I would still work here. The client reluctantly allows me to assist him, and it took me less than 15 minutes to get him going again, as it was an issue we knew about with the version released when I started, and as the new guy never dealt with the older versions, he was still learning the legacy protocols. To the client's credit, they have never asked me to talk to a male again, and more often than not, asked to talk to the female in support when they call. Well, that's so much for belittling female tech support. Maybe female tech supports are like unicorns to these kind of people, but soon enough you would have no choice but to talk to an actual senior rep who also happened to be a female. Because does being a female make her less credible at her job? Anyway, just in case that you just stumbled upon this video and you don't know what OP means, it means original poster. It's quite one of the common jargons in Reddit right now. And if you have your own customer care story, you have your own story that includes malicious compliance, because by this time you already understand what malicious compliance means. It means following the letter, not the spirit of the law, or just the instruction, perhaps, not the law. Anyway, any feedbacks or violent reactions that you may have, you may simply post them in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to click the notification bell to be alerted of the latest uploads from our channel. Thank you, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.